Okay, Army, it's time we had a talk. And yes, my face is shiny because I just put stuff on it because I'm dry. This is going to be a little sporadic, but we do need to have a talk about money. And how in the hell are we going to be able to afford to go to the OT7 concert that we all know and believe will be coming in 2026? Some of us way overdid it with Hobie concert tickets, Hobie merch, meals, hotels, stuff. Big Hit just seems to be releasing stuff constantly. Like, you guys, my husband he had to have a serious talk with me. He wasn't successful, of course, but he tried. Because he was like, look, you're on this video stuff all the time and you're showing stuff all the time, which is great. But this hobby of yours is costing us a lot of money. Why don't you make some money? And I'm like, because I don't know how to sell things and I don't want to sell things. I just want to talk about the stuff I buy. It's horrible. So he's like, so you're going to go into debt so that you can talk about the things. And I'm like, basically, yes. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. This is kind of what I am going to do and have been doing. And you can take my suggestions. You can leave my suggestions. Just know that I'm not giving you life advice. I'm just talking to you as a friend and you can take it or leave it. Okay, so when it comes to concerts, there's a couple of things. Number one, make friends. Make Army friends. If you don't have Army friends, make them. And of course, you're always welcome into Army Project 529. We would love to have you join our Discord, start making some friends, come to Kansas City. Because here's the thing, all of us, the 100 of us that went to Chicago together and the group of us that went to LA together, we had people at every concert in the United States together with people they had met from the project, especially those who went to Kansas City. A lot of people were like very scared to go to Kansas City and hang out with other Army. They'd never met people before. They're like, I'm an introvert. Most people said that. And most people left with lifetime friends. And so by the time the concert came around, we already all knew each other. So when we went, we had people to hang out with, we had people to stay with, we had people to drive up with, whatever the circumstance was. So my number one hint to you or suggestion to you is make Army friends. That's going to be step one. Okay. Step two is make plans with Army friends. So maybe you guys can't afford to fly. So maybe you all drive together. If you get 4 or 5 adults driving a car, you don't even have to stop at a hotel. You just take turns driving and everybody sleeps while the other person's driving. You share hotels. Bunk in throw as many people into a hotel room as you can legally get away with. Take, whatever you can do. That really cuts down on costs if you do stuff like that. If you plan ahead and you plan with friends, it becomes much more manageable. So for example, a group of us are going after our tour of South Korea. 6 of us are going back to Jeju and we're going to be staying at the Are You Sure house that the 3 guys stayed at. When you divide that among 6 people, it's much more manageable than just obviously 1 or 2 people trying to do it. Plus it makes it more fun. So you're going to make friends and you're going to make connections and you're going to make things possible by putting yourself out there a little bit. Another great way to do it is get a travel credit card. Now, I'm not suggesting you go into debt for this. I have the Capital One Venture card, okay? And I'm going to add it to my LinkedIn, the link that you can go to get it. I think if you use my link, then I get some miles, which that would make my husband happy because I could be like, see? But anyway, the way that I do it and the way I suggest that you do it is I put every single thing I spend money on except my mortgage and my utility bills on my Capital One Venture card. And then I pay it off every month. It is automatically, there's an option and you can choose automatically, the balance gets paid off every single month. So I never carry a balance on it, but I rack up the points. To me, there's no sense in having a credit card to accrue miles if you're going to carry a balance because it just goes negative at that point. So if you are the kind of person who can have a credit card and not use it to carry over money, then I would suggest you do it. I racked up enough points to go to South Korea mileage wise very, very quickly because you get like a signing bonus and then you rack them up real fast. And so if you're talking about trying to go to an OT7 concert, especially within your own country, it probably wouldn't take you very long to get enough mileage to cover an airfare. And when you're talking about having to spend money on a concert ticket and hotel and everything else, having your airfare covered would be a huge help. You can also obviously put your hotel on them and stuff like that. And so I would suggest literally today, right now, go get a venture capital or whatever you want to get. I like the venture capital because you can use it on all kinds of different, you can use it for any carrier. You're not like stuck on one, like if you get the Southwest card or whatever, but you can do whatever you want. But again, I'll put my link in my LinkedIn up here. Well, the other thing we need to do is we need to stop buying shit. I'm talking to myself. We need to stop buying shit. And maybe you don't want to give up BTS content. Maybe it's, hey, I get my nails done once a month. I don't even know how often people do that, but maybe you stop doing that until you get to go. Or maybe you don't get your morning coffee at Starbucks. Maybe you start making it at home. But every little decision that you make sure if you do that, you pull that money and you set it aside. And just start a bit piggy bank. And I know we don't use cash as much. We use debit cards. If you're the kind of person who doesn't use cash, then maybe just say every week I'm going to pull $10 out in cash and put that in my piggy bank. Every little bit helps. I'm going to have a Weverse, the BTS membership for US and for global. Not that I plan on going anywhere global. No, international people do not come at me. I was getting there. Don't you dare come to our country when they don't allow us. I'm not saying I'm going to. But I'm saying just in case, I will have both. The other thing, just in case, I'm not saying you should go take international tickets, but make sure you have a passport. Make sure you have, because the last thing you want is to be in the middle of trying to do it and that you can't get anywhere you need to go, but that date is available and it's in Mexico or it's in Brazil or wherever, but you don't have the documentation you need to do it. So it's close enough. Let's start planning ahead. Let's know what we're doing. So when the time comes, we aren't panicking. We aren't behind the 8 ball. We aren't freaking out. And we can just enjoy it. Yeah, that's the plan.